been far too long, but it's time to continue this curving marathon. Here we go! Oh, Jesus fucking... Play me. I mean, okay.
What can you really say about Sonic the Hedgehog? It sure is Sonic. Born in the early 90s to combat Nintendo's Mario, he's really just been this amalgam of mixed ideas and 90s cool dude attitude, all bundled into one surprisingly fast rodent.
And it all started with this. Now, this has been something I've picked up and put down for years at a time, and only recently have I actually, sat down and played it. I can't tell you why that is, but what do you say we pop the cork off this bottle, see if it is aged like fine wine or curdled like milk?
Now, the number of ways to play this game is staggering. You can't trip without finding a port of this game, though some fare, let's say, better than others.
With so many different versions of this game, how do I play it? Well, the best answer for that would be the mobile and iOS ports, but if you're not a fan of mobile games, the Sega Genesis Classics Collection is definitely something to consider.
This creatively named compilation has a huge bundle of classic Sega Genesis games on it for you to buy. And honestly, the best part about this is that if there's a game you don't care about, you can just, not buy it, at least on Steam. Now that means you're not getting nearly as good a deal as you would be if you got, say, one of the older Genesis collections or Genesis Mini. But considering how often these games go on sale for, and not to mention how, if you want, you can just buy the rest at any time at a discounted price depending on how much you've bought already, I don't think it's really much of a point of contention. Also, it has a plethora of challenges, achievements, and even mod and online capabilities, which is a huge plus in my opinion.
I'll have to use a normal emulator to record this though, because, well, it shits the bed whenever my recording software is out. It's still perfectly fine, don't get me wrong. But enough about what I'll be using to record this thing. What do I think about the actual game itself?
Well, let's start with what I think of the story, or at least what little there is. If you've seen my Sonic 1 and Game Gear video, this will sound pretty familiar to you. But the evil Dr. Eggman, or Robotnik as he was called here in America Land, wants to conquer the world with the 6 Chaos Emeralds. So he captures every forest creature in sight, stuffs them onto the hamster wheels that apparently power his robots, and sets out to look for them. While Sonic, deciding that he'd rather not have this portly bald man take over the world, sets off through the 6 zones of South Island as well to get the 6 Chaos Emeralds, before Eggman can get his mitts on them.
Now, as for how it feels to control him, well, you know how in the first Mario or Zelda games, the main characters you play as feel generally kind of heavy and slow? Well, Sonic has that kind of first game funk, you know what I mean?
Now, that's not to say I dislike how he feels to play as in this game, but especially when you've played other games in this series, it's nothing really special.
And one thing I really dislike about the way he controls is half the levels aren't even designed around it.
Now, what do I mean by this? Well, in some levels, like Green Hill Zone, Starlight Zone, and, well, bits and pieces of other zones, they're designed to let you go fast, with multiple paths, usually with the lower one being somewhat slower but more predictable, and the higher path being more rewarding to keep your speed up, while also having several ways to move between these paths throughout the stage, and enemies usually placed where you'll typically be in a ball, your only form of attack, say, next to a ledge you're jumping to, or after a slope you'll be rolling down.
And then the other stages. The other stages take these concepts and completely throw them in the trash.
4 out of these 6 zones feel like they were made for a completely different game, and it drags down your playthrough considerably, especially if you want to get the Chaos Emeralds.
Okay, so this is my second time writing this review, and first time around, I was pleasantly surprised by how easily I got the Chaos Emeralds. Now, it's better than the half pipe.
I really tried to like the special stages this time, but I don't really know what happened last time, because in my experience recording this, Sonic would always just slip and slide around right into the stupid goal things that kick you out. Though, I have to admit, this was pretty cool. I didn't end up getting all the Chaos Emeralds for this playthrough, sadly, but considering what you get when you do, really not much a concern of mine if I'm being honest.
A lot of what I've been saying is just, it's not great, but it's not terrible, hasn't it? Well,
all of the Doctor's attempts to stop you are pathetic, honestly. Like, this boss always tripped me up as a kid. Spring Yard Zone. Yeah, no, these aren't remarkable at all. As far as boss confrontations go, even at this time, these are pretty weak.
And that really sums up the entirety of this game, doesn't it? Great at the time, dated and unremarkable now. Don't get me wrong, I like this game. I had fun. I don't think it's a bad game at all. But does it need to be included with every single Sega Genesis related thing known to man? I'll answer that. No, it doesn't.
I am aware this game has fans. Yes. My best friend has Mega Man 1 as their favorite game in that series, but we all make mistakes sometimes. Stiff controls, level design that doesn't really suit it, and bosses that only really attempt to nudge you? I'm sorry, but this game is only really worth playing if you're already a Sonic fan. I can't recommend it as your first game. I'd recommend the 2 other Genesis games long before this one.
But the music is fantastic!
Masato Nakamura nailed the soundtrack for this game. Every track fits the scenery perfectly, from the calm and serene melody of Starlight Zone, to the bumpy and cautious Marble Zone, the trippy as hell stage music, and even the main jingle. Also, the drowning music is perfect. Sets it as your alarm tone, and you'll never wake up late again.
And that's really all I can say about this game. It's definitely aged. I can only really recommend it for someone who's already a Sonic fan. But it has bits and pieces that make it kind of fun. Not to mention, it is literally on everything.
Seriously, you know the computer joke of "Can it run Doom"? Well, Sonic took that idea and ran with it.
Hey!
Phone? It has Sonic. Computer? It has Sonic literally 3 times over, from compilations to emulation. Consoles? Let's see. Genesis, Saturn, Dreamcast, PS2 through 4, and likely 5 later on. All Xboxes, and every Nintendo console since the GameCube has it in either a compilation or on Virtual Console. Nothing is safe.
So I just wasted everyone's time here, including mine. But, hey, that's what YouTube's here for, am I right? Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next video. Later.